Hi everyone, I just wanted to share a story of my experience at the Stop and Shop today in Medford when I was trying to send much needed money to my family in Puerto Rico. I've sent money before through Western Union lately, so my family could have assistance, and thanks to the people that have donated at the GoFundMe. Either way, I waited in line to be helped by this guy, Danny. I filled out my Western Union. I was sending just $100 cash to Puerto Rico. And he tells me that in order to send money, I need to have an ID. And that's the policy. And I said, well, I just sent money the other day and no one asked me for ID and it was a lot more than this. He said, no, that's the policy, especially right now because there's so much fraud, especially in Puerto Rico. There's so much fraud over there in Puerto Rico, and you need an ID. So, I gave him my ID just because I needed my cousin to receive this money. And but then I thought about it and I asked him, can you show me where it says that? Because I'm still, the person that helped me the other day didn't ask for ID. And he said, well, she was doing her job wrong because she should have asked you. I said, well, can you just show me an ID? And he's like, oh, it's somewhere over there. He pointed to the board, and I said, okay. And I said, well, if you can't show me immediately right now, I said, I want my ID back. I want it back. And he said, well, if you don't if I don't take your ID, then I'm not going to do this transaction. And he rudely handed me the paper. We were in front of several people. I also noticed that in front of me, there was someone else that had made a Western Union transaction, and I did not hear him ask that person for an ID. Either way, I said, you know what, Danny, can I speak to your manager? And I hope you're not the manager here at Stop and Shop Medford. And he called the manager and said, here, help this lady. She doesn't have an ID and she wants to send money to Puerto Rico. And I calmly explained to the manager, who was very nice, and he's like, no. He let me know that his staff was incorrect and that I do not need an ID to send that amount of money to Puerto Rico. So he had someone else help me. That person helped me. And while she was helping me, I needed to see what he was talking about. So I looked at the policy on the board, and it said, if you are sending over $1,000, you need an ID. $100 is not $1,000. I sent a lot more before to different family members and had no problem. I showed it. I pulled it out, showed Mr. Danny. Mr. Danny, this is the policy that you're talking about. And he's like, oh, he read it carefully. He's like, well, that just changed. That just changed because of the fraud going on in Puerto Rico. That just changed, so it's not listed here. And I said, you are still insisting on this made-up policy for Puerto Rico and to send money through Western Union. And I was just in disbelief. This is just a great example of someone just being so prejudiced because I'm sending money to Puerto Rico. Obviously, I have family there, and as a Latina woman, he's being this way, setting up a make-believe policy and cannot humble himself to say, you know what, I made a mistake. My apologies, I was mistaken. I was honestly really upset. I controlled myself because I didn't want to feed into his ignorance and react outrageous. But I finished my transaction and I said, you can't humble yourself to apologize and say you made a mistake. He just kept chewing his gum and ignored me. On the way out, the manager said, I just want you to know that I hear what you said and he was incorrect and I will talk to him. He's been working here for many, many years, and he should know the policy, and that is not the policy. So I apologize that he treated you like this when you're trying to do something good. And I got tearful because, considering everything that's going on, and here you're trying to do something good, and someone is making it hard for you to send money to your family. And, I thank the manager for listening to me, and hopefully he'll rectify the situation. And Danny that works in Stop and Shop Fellsway, maybe he won't be there. Maybe he'll have a little suspension, what he should. Just very rude. And I will call corporate to let them know. But just so you know, people that say that prejudice doesn't exist, racism, that's BS. It does exist, and this is a prime example. This person was setting up a policy, a made-up policy, so he couldn't service me. And there's so many people that sometimes don't have ID, and just to send money. I mean, come on. Just wanted to share that with you, because you should always speak up, you know, when you see injustice, because there might be someone else that can't do it. So thankfully I've been speaking up all my life, but I want everyone to find their voice and to just not tolerate this. Either way, thank you everyone who's helped me and raise money for my family and friends, and I appreciate it, and God bless you. All right, bye.